Hello and welcome to this special bonus episode of the CPRW podcast. I'm calling it a bonus episode for a couple of reasons. One, we've already recorded episode 15, but this one's being released before it and I can't be bothered to edit, so bonus episode. And also interviewing two very special guests about their exciting new venture. This is my first time doing an interview, so this could be a disaster, but we'll see. And those guests are Paul of B Sharp Promotions, who if you're listening to this, you're probably a friend already. And we've got Eddie Griffiths, who is the person who does UpSurge Promotions, who are both very well known for putting on gigs at the New Cross Inn. How are you both?
Very well. Yourself?
I'm all right. As I say, like everyone listening to this probably knows Paul. So, but Eddie, tell us a bit about UpSurge.
Something about UpSurge. Yeah, we kind of promote. I don't know. I'd say maybe like mainly hardcore and everything kind of in between. Yeah. We've been promoting it mainly at like New Cross Inn for like 4 years now. Yeah. That's kind of become the home of it. But UpSurge started actually in Norwich. So yeah, and then we've been working with Paul at the New Cross Inn for the best part of 4 years now. So
4 very happy years.
Yeah.
Good.
It's gone quick.
Awesome. So before we get on to the main interview bit, it's something I always mean to ask guests every time I do one of these, and 9 times out of 10 I forget. But what have you both been listening to recently?
For me, well, this is a nice segue, I guess, but Bad Slime Records roster, pretty much. To be fair, not to speak for Eddie as well, but we have been smashing Best of the Worst lately.
Yeah.
I think they're probably the main ones.
You got me into aerial salad recently.
Salad, yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of gone like under my radar. I think I'd already seen them on like pool shows and stuff, and just I don't know, for some reason I just never checked them out. And then I heard them recently, and I said to Paul, I think they're going to be one of the biggest bands in the UK.
Their like trajectory they've sort of gone on from like when they were like first started and what they are now. Incredible. Their age as well, because they're still young guys, aren't they? They've got to be younger than 25.
Yeah,
young guys.
I think because I hadn't heard them like coming up the ranks sort of thing. So, I think Paul sent me the video for Romance, and that was the first track I heard, and I was like, "What the hell? This band is yeah."
Yeah. Then I think I sent you some stuff off Roach, like the first album, and you were like, "Yeah, it's all right." Whereas I'm like, Roach, punk rock.
Yeah.
They've like really evolved their sound. Well, they're 2 albums in, and they sort of already seem to be how they're going, or where they started and where they are now, just with their sound.
Yeah, it's lazy to compare them to Green Day, but they've kind of gone from like if Roach is Kaplunk, then with Dirtball, they've gone straight to like the late 2000s kind of era. They've missed out a good 20 years.
They're not a band to sit still, are they? That's a good way of, I think, describing aerial salad.
Yeah.
All right. So we're here to talk about your exciting new venture, which, do you want to announce what that is?
Why don't you do that, Paul?
Oh. We've decided to start a little side project, if you will, called All Corners Artist Booking, which is a booking agency. I'm sure I don't need to explain what a booking agency is, but yeah, we'll book bands, tours, and...
I think you should, because that's one of my questions. So I think you should.
What is a booking agency?
Yeah, just in case. Well, what's the difference between a booking agency and sort of what you do now?
Well, we're unique in that way, I guess, because we'll be doing both things. But a booking agency don't necessarily promote gigs or tours. We just make sure that if a band wants to do 10 dates, we book those 10 dates and make sure they get compensated fairly and that everything is dealt with by the promoters taking it on rather than doing all that ourselves.
Yeah, making sure they
work.
Making sure they work with good promoters. yeah, just making sure they get a fair deal on shows
Awesome.
and playing to good crowds, and yeah, it's pretty much
Suppose with your like the years you've been putting on shows, you've got loads of like contacts and stuff now, so you're good people to help steer bands in the right direction.
Yeah, we've dealt with hundreds and hundreds of booking agents, and we know what they do because they work with us. So we kind of fell into it in that respect.
I did notice with the initials of the booking thing, I forgot what you called it already. All Corners Artist Booking is ACAB. Was that intentional?
That's one for Eddie there because he pretty much chose the name.
I'm going to say no, or no comment.
Right. I like it because it does sort of still show you've got your punk roots in that as well.
That's pretty much it. I mean, like, we're treating this as like more professional than people like you would necessarily expect of us. But like, we'll never be able to shake off our like DIY punk roots, so we're keeping a little bit of that in there.
Yeah, we're hoping that's kind of what part of the appeal will be for certain artists as well. That maybe even artists that have been long established and had history of working with other booking agents. Hopefully, we can kind of bring more of a sort of real element to it, and yeah, hopefully from our experience being promoters, we get it a bit more on both like the promoter side of it, the band side of it, and the agent side of it. So yeah.
Because obviously, when we deal with agents, like, we both appreciate when they're loyal to us for London shows, and like, we'll do that in other cities. Like, we're not going to start putting on shows when there's an established promoter in place, kind of thing. So they'll get first dibs off of our bands.
And yeah, it might be a good opportunity as well for the certain bands that don't know where to kind of look for, say, a booking agent, or in the UK, or yeah, they're just not on the radar of certain booking agents. So hopefully it'll be an opportunity for us to bring bands that might not necessarily tour the UK otherwise. So yeah, could be exciting for different scenes, different places.
What made you start doing this during a pandemic when like gigs and tours can't happen?
Well, have a guess on him.
Wow.
We couldn't do like our main job when there's no gigs. So it's more we never would have had the time to set this up and do it properly if there was still like constant gigs going on. We were booking and promoting 24/7. So it's more like, and also because some of this don't get in the way of the new costume stuff. A lot of it is evening and weekend stuff, which again, you know, we'd go to 4 gigs a week each, like in normal times, so we wouldn't have time to put any effort into it whatsoever. So something to do, I guess. Something we spoke about for a long time now.
I think and with that, we've got time on our hands to. We don't know for sure, but we kind of assume that a lot of international touring will sort of resume in 2022. So we've actually got time on our hands to kind of plan properly and thoroughly, and yeah.
It's pretty standard, isn't it? I mean, like, people don't, unless you're a promoter, I guess, which I know you're doing your promoter podcast soon. But a lot of tours are planned 10 months in advance. So it's a good time to start looking at 2022.
Yeah. Like, can you announce any of the bands you're working with yet, or is it still a secret? Or
I mean, when this goes out, it would have been announced yesterday.
Yes.
So yeah, let me get the roster up to remind myself, because it's quite a lot there. You got yours, Andy, Eddie?
Hang on.
I know you've got a couple that Colin's recently reviewed.
Okay. Yeah, do you want to go first?
All right, I'm ready. So for me on the UK side, I want to work for people that I've been promoting gigs for years and I'd consider friends, and just to make the whole thing a lot easier. So there's already an element of trust there. So I've gone with, obviously, Aerial Salad, Barstool Preachers, JB Conspiracy, and the Burnt Tapes, because like all 4 of those bands, like JVC and Legends, and Tape Salad and Barstools have all got the drive to want to be full-time musicians in the biggest bands in the world, especially Salad with Jamie's attitude. And yeah, like with Burnt Tapes, like it baffles me why they're not playing to 2,000 people a night in London. So if I can do anything to get them anywhere close to that, then it'll be my pleasure. Oh yeah, and of course the American side, the big news. Had a Zoom with Mike Sosinski from Bad Time Records, and said he plays in Kill Lincoln, so would Kill Lincoln or any of your roster be interested in having us look after your UK bookings once it's time to come over? And much to my delight, he replied saying, "Here's 15 bands." So we got Kill Lincoln and Omnigon, who I believe have been mentioned on this podcast extensively.
Probably.
Best of the Worst, the new best scarcore band on the planet. But yeah, head over to badtimerecords.com to check out all that.
Yeah,
because it's going to be Scar with me.
Obviously.
We're going to be a professional agency, but it's going to be Scar.
Yeah. I'm working with, so UK wise, working with Celestial Sanctuary, who kind of they're it's the new wave of British death metal. That's how they label themselves. But yeah, they're blowing up in that scene at the moment.
Is there a difference between them and the old wave of death metal? Are they just a younger band?
Yeah, see, I mean, this new wave of British death metal or new wave of metal, death metal, it's kind of got like more of a sort of hardcore element to it as well. So they kind of cross over quite nicely to sort of both scenes.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, check them out. And then who else am I working with in the UK? So Out of Love, don't know if you heard them. They're on.
I love that band.
Okay,
Incredible.
there you go. Yeah, Ben Records, brilliant band. Check them out. Yeah. Out of Love from Brighton, who like a really.
Snake Eyes.
Sorry, who
You mean Snake Eyes?
Oh yeah,
I love Eyes.
Oh,
just all the bands are called Out of Love.
Yeah, so yeah, Snake Eyes from Brighton. They kind of label themselves as like Grit pop, and they kind of got like a cool sort of like 90s sound. Yeah, but well worth checking out as well. I think they're on Killing Moon Records, if you know them. And then, so we're working with Constant Elevation from the US, which features Vinny from The Movie Life and I Am the Avalanche.
Oh wow!
They got a member who's in Rival Schools as well.
So it's a bit of a super group then, I suppose.
That is peak Eddie. That is like Eddie's dream right there.
Yeah,
Eddie,
definitely.
Eddie with Rival Schools, he's all over it.
Yeah, and talking to like sort of super groups, kind of on that sort of theme. We've also got Rest Easy.
I love that band as well.
Yeah,
I heard them like last weekend, and this is amazing.
Yeah, so obviously members of Daggermouth, members of Shook Ones. Again, brilliant. Yeah. Then working with Initiate from California, who are like Triple B hardcore band. For Your Health, they're kind of like also from the US, from Ohio. And they're kind of like they kind of got elements of like Dillinger Escape Plan, and they're kind of like mathy, and then they've got sort of a throwback to that early noughties metalcore. So yeah, working with them, working with Fiddlehead as well, if you're aware of them. So
I reckon you'd like a bit of Fiddlehead, Colin, to be
fair.
Like,
I recognise the name.
It's got members of it's the singer of Have Heart, another member of Have Heart, the guitarist of Basement. Yeah, they did a show for us a couple of years ago, at Newcastle, and it was unbelievable. Yeah,
I remember that show being particularly ridiculous because of the date that it was booked on. So it was like the 27th of December or something.
Yeah,
which is not a good date to really try and book a gig, but when it does 350 tickets in advance, who are we to complain?
That's mad over that period. Sort of And like the weird gap between Christmas and New Year's when nothing happens.
Yeah, like normally we just fill it with tribute bands because that's the sort of thing, like, you know, like the general population are off work and they want to go and see, like, you know, a Motorhead tribute or whatever.
Yeah, it's just party time, isn't it? It's just a week of party.
Have a real band.
And yeah, final artist I'm working with someone called Jackie from Toronto in Canada. He's kind of like indie, poppy, rocky, kind of everything in between. But yeah, worth checking out as well.
Cool, will do.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of bands that I've never heard of, but I am gonna have a listen to because I always like finding out new bands. So.
Yeah.
When you drop our website in the description,
that's a thing I do.
There'll be Spotify links and YouTube links for like everyone on the roster on there.
Awesome. Like, did you have, like, I guess in your mind you had like a set like group of bands you wanted to work with, or like that you approached first, or was it a case of, I don't know, there's not an end to that question there. Did you have a just a set idea for you wanting to work with then, or?
I mean, for me, for the UK, definitely. Like, they were the first 4 bands that I thought of, and I was very glad when they all agreed to work with us. And I'm not going to say that the US stuff was a bonus, but it was certainly kind of like we set up a load of Zoom meetings to pitch like agents and managers and record labels and what have you. And I think we did something like 10 in a row where everyone said, "Yeah, this sounds good, let's do it." And we were like, "Huh."
It's easy.
And then, like, because Eddie's had a couple of bands fall into his lap out of nowhere, and it's like, "Oh shit, I've been offered these, this is amazing. Sign them up."
I think getting a bad time is like a really big move as well, just because everything, they're like bringing ska back, especially in the, obviously you've got your B-sharp bands like you Regulars and New Cross who have done great things for like the UK ska scene, but the Bad Time Records label, that seems to be really pushing ska back into the people's like fans' attention out there.
I mean, like, we've both been looking at them from afar from pretty much the beginning, haven't we? Like, Kill Lincoln have been known in the UK for a few years now, but so I've been thinking to myself, it reminds me of when I first got into it when I was like 16, 17, and all the Asian bands that touring, like MU330 and Link 80 and Slow Gherkin and what have you. It just reminds me of that, but 20 years later, like, I'm not going to say fourth wave, but it's certainly the next generation.
Yeah, new tone, that's what they just call it.
Exactly, like new tone ska, none of this fourth wave nonsense.
It's exciting. And I think, without sort of blowing your trumpet too hard, like, you're the person, that sounds quite rude, blowing your trumpet. But
I thought it was a ska reference.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah. Like, you bringing them over is the perfect person to bring them over, because when people think ska punk promoter in the UK, usually you. So you bring, because I think when it got less trendy, you were still the one fighting the corner for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's why me and Mike started B-Sharp in the first place, because no one else, like, everyone, towards like 2004, 2005, like, ska started to die down, and bands that were doing the Astoria started doing the Underworld and Smaller and that. And I was just like, I love ska punk, it is my absolute favourite, I'm not going to let it die. And even if, I mean, there's a classic gig I did, which was Tyrannosaurus Allen and Standout Riot and Kickback UK.
Summer's old band.
And someone else. And I know that 22 people paid a fiver to see that. So there was more band members than punters. But even then, it's just like, well, we'll just try harder next time. And it's been 16 years of trying to make ska punk relevant again. So it's nice to see that we're kind of getting there. I mean, New Cross shows, you've seen them go from like 30 people to 300 people over the space of like 5-6 years.
Done well.
Just good timing, really.
What else on my list of questions? Okay, what are your like aims for, like, I know obviously you're quite new to starting this, but what are the aims for like growing All Corners artist booking?
O2 Arena sellouts. Reading Leeds headliners.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to stop until Ariel Salad are headlining Reading and Leeds, and Arsenal Preachers are headlining Boomtown, and whatever.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to become the kind of go-to agency in the UK for, say, the scenes that Paul and I are most passionate about. That'd be cool.
Yeah, so we're not going to work with bands for the sake of it. It's only going to be bands that we genuinely love. It's quite hard to pitch or promote anything if you don't believe in the product.
Yeah.
Not that, bands are things.
Yeah.
I think that is important to like work with bands that you enjoy and you like, because you'll put more effort into it, better for them as well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like, and I don't know. I mean, some agencies are ridiculously big, and like, well, I mean, we're not really aiming to be the biggest in the world, but
aren't we?
We'll see. Not yet.
No.
I mean, there's always going to, like, once we've got everything sorted and it's not a complete disaster, then we'll look at taking on potentially other agents who have their own rosters, kind of thing. Whether that's independent agents or people like us that are like, I've got this list of bands that I want to work with, and let's do it under this umbrella, kind of thing.
Yeah, we talked about it for like maybe the US down the line, potentially having agents working under the All Corners umbrella, and doing their own thing over there.
So we want to get all of our UK bands would want to get over there. Well, worldwide, like Japan as well.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're going back to Bad Time. You having Bad Time on your roster now. Then all the UK ska bands you've worked with, you can gig swap, and then you can send some UK bands out there.
I didn't say to Mike, like, I'm going to do this, but you need to book a load of my friends' bands over there. But it's a natural progression. I mean, like, who was it? Random Hand did it with, was it Planet Smashers or something, where they did the UK with Planet Smashers and then did Canada with them or something like that.
Maybe.
So I think we're going back some years. Like, it kind of makes sense that if a less known in the UK Bad Time band wants to do a tour, it will make sense for them to go out with, say, JB Conspiracy and JB Conspiracy headline, and everyone gets introduced to this band, but then vice versa in America.
That'd be cool. That'd be awesome. And like, have you got any like booking like agencies that you're sort of looking up to and hoping to emulate?
For me, I was just going to say, for me, it's more agents I look up to rather than agencies. Agencies, yeah. And there's certain like artist managers who used to be agents and stuff that I look up to as well. What don't know about you, Paul?
I mean, I not really. Maybe like little bits of this, that, and the other. Because like on the top end of things, it'll be like, I intend to be as professional and organised as, like, the corporate ones, some like the big four agencies, but then want to keep it loosely based on like personal taste. Like, Destiny don't mess about with bands that aren't like in their exact catchment, like their skate punk and all the fat wreck stuff and that. And even like on a smaller level, Ian at Hidden Talent, like, he only works with bands that he likes, and that's very DIY as well.
All right.
We've said since day one we're going for corporate DIY.
Corporate DIY.
We'll be professional, but with the the do-it-yourself ethics that we just will never shake off.
Smart casual.
Smart casual, yeah. We'll wear dress shoes, but maybe with a pair of 3/4 lengths.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine you turning up to a meeting in a suit. We'll just have a shirt and shorts.
Yeah, we'll never be standing side stage in a shirt and tie. Like, that's not us. Like, Eddie's already said, like, is it okay if the agent starts stage diving at his band shows? I was like, yeah, go for it, man. Why not?
Yeah.
Just got to show the people how to have fun.
Yeah.
That's part of the agent's job. Rile the crowd up.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure they have a good show. Have you got any like dream clients that you'd love to work with, or like a band that you love that you wish you could have worked with?
I've not really thought about that. I mean, one thing we're doing is we're not looking to take bands off of anyone else.
No.
So it's more who doesn't have any UK representation, who's up for grabs and like is able to tour kind of thing, whether they're British, European or whatever. So like, I guess I'm going to say Direct Hit. Like, I want to work with Direct Hit. They don't have anyone over here.
Is this like an exclusive? It's going to be like sent to Direct Hit. Paul wants to work for you.
Yeah, imagine they'll see this and be like, you're in.
If you're listening, Paul would like to work with you, Direct Hit.
Yeah.
Seems unlikely they will be, but well, we can hope.
I've not really thought about it either in terms of, most probably bands I would like to work with who are a bit more like, say, established. They've obviously already got an agent, so
yeah.
Like a diplomatic football manager, I don't want to talk about bands with other agents.
Future transfers. We'll give you a £5. Come to us.
Yeah.
What else we got on my list of questions? It was longer, but you answered quite a lot of it in one other questions. So.
Sure. I'll tell you something that I'm pretty psyched for, Eddie, is when we announce this and how many messages will we get off of our friends' bands asking if we can book them tours. So I'd just like to give them a warning to back off, leave us alone. We're not taking on any more clients at the moment.
No, I'd say we're open to hearing all artists. So
yeah,
if Paul can't, maybe I will.
Yeah.
So when you get too many bands, you're going to have to employ or get someone else to work with you. And
we might not get any offers. We might just might announce it and
it'll be another work with these two morons.
Paul's like refreshing his inbox and there's just nothing there. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I've run out of questions. If you've got anything else you want to add, then go for it.
Oh, I mean, well, this is our first interview on this level.
So this is an exclusive.
This is a double exclusive.
I will put that in the title.
Yeah, we could talk about promoting all the live long day, but with this, obviously it's brand new. We haven't booked anything for anyone yet, but watch this space. Festival season 2022, trying to get everyone.
Every band on, just put on your own fest. I mean, you do that anyway, but
yeah.
Drop our website in there.
Yeah. What is it?
What is it actually?
Are you on all the socials?
Oh yeah. Have you got the web? Oh, hey, here we go. It's ACAB. No, sorry. acabooking.co.uk. It's acabooking.co.uk.
And I think Instagram and Facebook is just all corners artist bookings.
Awesome. I'm assuming when this goes out, that will be live and
none of it's live at the time of this recording, but it will be by the time this goes out.
Excellent. Well, look forward to sort of seeing all of your future work and all the tours you book. I'm sure I'll be at many of them at some capacity. I look forward to
it'll be very nice to be doubly busy, because after the last year of doing nothing, we'll go from doing very little to doing a lot. So looking forward to exhausting ourselves. We can take it. We're hardcore like that.
Well, I'm looking forward to the All Corners Artist Booking Tour, where you just go around the UK, just all your bands, like a touring festival.
Yeah.
You'll have your own stage at Slam Dunk, and just be like the new Punking Republic.
You're just giving us a new idea.
Yeah.
Well, you can have that for free.
Yeah.
I'll have a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I think we are finished. You've got anything else that you want to? I'm guessing you don't have shows to promote at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, obviously keep your eye on the new Cross-In stuff. Gigs are starting to get re-announced, and many will be hopefully going ahead. Very confident about the autumn at the moment. Summer,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Fingers crossed. Like I got like the notification this morning, like the Facebook memories of this day last year was
MPF.
MPF signature proofing. So
Yeah.
tomorrow will be the year anniversary that I've been doing it.
Yep, tomorrow is a year since Barstool Preachers at the end, and like the last gig I put on properly.
That is a really sad note to end this. So I'll quickly promote the CPRW podcast, which we did for International Women's Day, which is, well, I didn't do it, I was, because I'm not a woman. But Robin took the lead on that, and we had Lara, who's CPRW regular, and Katie, MF, and Sarah from Shout Louder. They did a podcast talking about being women in the punk rock scene. It's a really, really good listen. You'll learn stuff. You'll make you think. It's also very entertaining. There was one moment that made me really blush. So if you've not listened to that yet, please do. And check out Colin's Punk Rock World, CPRW Records. We've got a new bump coming out, hopefully in a couple of weeks, but if I pull my finger out, and Emma does some artwork. Keep listening to the podcast. We've got loads of stuff coming up. Then obviously check out UpSurge, check out B Sharp, check out New Cross-In, and check out All Corners Artist Booking. Thanks.
Cheers,
Thanks for doing this.
Awesome, thank you.
I'm getting quite good. 15 episodes in, I can remember shit now. Thanks, guys. Hopefully see you soon. And bye.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Cheers.